Hello and welcome to the first video on our new channel, White House Home. This channel will document our renovation story of our 7-bedroom Georgian townhouse. The house also has a Victorian extension, and in future videos we'll give you a much more in-depth tour and talk about what we're going to do with each room. This is actually our second period renovation. The first one we didn't document, but we do have a few photos which we'll throw up now, and we hope to take some of the things we learned from that renovation to forward into this one and see what we can do. As you'll see as we walk round, it is a sizable house and does need quite a lot of work, although it's perfectly livable for now for us. But you'll see period features still remain, but there's also a number of them that need to be reinstated, which we shall do as we go through. We'll break up the videos in future posts into different rooms, different projects. We'll also do a full tour of the garden, which has a couple of treasures in there, such as Victorian greenhouse and a Victorian coach house that were later additions to the property. The property is a Grade 2 listed property, so we do anticipate some hurdles to jump through, but that's absolutely fine because these buildings are important and their character does need to be protected. Again, you'll see as we walk around, there's lots of period features, lots of potential. Some of the things that we're going to be looking at and considering are what we're going to do in terms of heating, because the system that we have now is condemned. What we're going to do in terms of windows, you'll see here these ones are PVC, they need to come out, so we'll have to choose some period appropriate windows for there. And in terms of interior colours, design, flooring, kitchens, bathrooms, we also have an idea that we want to add 2 en-suites to the property, so it will be a better ratio to bedrooms to bathrooms. At the moment there's 7 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and we want to change that to 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. But there's loads of quirky spaces. This one in here we've got a really great idea for that we'll share with you in a future episode that will make great use of the space. You can see the 80s throwback bathroom carpet there that will absolutely be coming out, along with the rest of the fixtures and fittings in here. But again, it all takes time. There's some doors there that you'll see aren't period, which will need to be changed. But you'll see the house is very grand. It's split level in the fact that the Georgian section is 3-storey. Well, it's actually 5 if you include the basement and the attics, which have their own staircase. And the Victorian piece to the house is a 2-storey section. And we're currently in the 2-storey section. With that step down I'm just taking now, is the change between the 2 periods of the house. So we're back in the Georgian section now. There's the stairs up to the attic rooms, which we'll explore in a future episode. But you'll see there the size of the plot. I'm not really sure how big it is. I think it's about 1/4 acre, and there's plenty of parking and those really interesting outbuildings that we'll explore later. There's acres and acres of wood chip that we need to strip off, which will be fun. And as you can see, all of the carpets will need to be replaced for something a bit more modern. Which, speaking of which, the style that we're going to do the house will be traditional and sympathetic, but with a contemporary twist. So hopefully we'll strike that balance right, and I'm sure you'll give us some feedback as to whether you think we've managed to do that or not as we go through the different episodes. So that concludes the whistle-stop tour of the house. There will be a much more in-depth, proper walkthrough where we'll share our proposed plans and take you through those in much more detail. So please subscribe and watch out for regular updates coming from us at White House Home. Thanks for watching.